I eat children. And for the most evil invention in the world contest, I invented a child molesting robot.
I beg your pardon, what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll speak up. It's a robot that is designed to molest children. And I call it Robo Chomo. You see, it's powered by solar rechargeable fuel cells, and it costs pennies to manufacture. And it can, theoretically, molest twice as many children as a human molester in, quite frankly, half the time.
Now, we're going to be breaking down none other than The Rock. He came out looking pretty damn crazy just a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, whatever. And it looks like that adrenochrome has run out. The supply has run dry. He's had a good 20-plus year run. Had a very successful career, one of the highest paid actors ever to come out of WWE wrestling. And it seems like they cut off his supply to whatever they've been feeding him, for the past 20 damn years. Now, definitely, you can get swole like that off of steroid use, testosterone use, human growth hormone, but none of that is good for your heart. None of that is good for you, period. But you get to pumping this stuff year after year after year, and then you wonder why these folks die at early ages, and then you'll think, well, damn, these folks are in tip-top shape, not knowing the whole time that the way that they built their body up over the past 10, 15, 20 years was the dirty way. You know what I'm saying? You might hear things like dirty bulk and stuff like that. It's damn near the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're eating all this junk food to get your weight up, and then you cut it, and then you're constantly doing that. So you fuck around and still get diabetes and be in tip-top shape because you're eating all this crap, and then you're cutting. What do you think is going to happen when you pumping all this testosterone and all this human growth hormones in your body, and then you're like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm not going to continue to do this. I'm going to go natural. Your ass might have a heart attack. All right. There's a few people in that industry who has succumbed to destroying their body in those ways. You know what I'm saying? It looks good for a while. You know what I'm saying? The girls find it very attractive, but at the end of the day, is it worth it? Because you see how he looking here. His ass look like a cancer patient. You know what I mean? Now, to speak about what we just heard in that audio, they play it off as a skit, right? They make it a joke. And if you want to get the truth across in a way that'll go over somebody's head, just tell it in a joking manner. Somebody might be dissing you to your face, but they make it into a joke whole time. That's exactly how they feel about you. They're throwing tomatoes at you right in your face, but they really dissing you. You see what I'm saying? And if you don't pick up on those things and check that disrespect immediately, they're going to continue to do it over and over and over. Now, if you don't question these type of things, it's going to continue to go over your head again and again. There was nothing funny about what he was talking about. There was no satire. There was no sarcasm, at least from my opinion. I don't find any of that funny at all. I find it quite disturbing and sick and disgusting. But they tell you what they're all about. They show you time and time again. And I ain't gonna lie, let's look at this picture right here. The Rock was one of the toughest videos to do as far as the cosigns and symbols. That's what this platform is all about. If you are new here, welcome. Please make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. This platform is extremely heavily shadow banned. And you might ask yourself, well, damn, you got over 30,000 followers that support you, right? How in the hell are you only getting 100 views? Well, it's just because what I just said. I'm heavily shadow banned. They don't want the truth getting out. They have heavily suppressed this channel. I got a couple of videos that are over 1,000 views. thank God for that. The Ty Lil show breakdown just hit over 1,000 views, over 2,000 views, and then the Erykah Badu is sitting close to 8,000. So I'm still getting through the nooks and crannies, but let's see if they'll give me my channel back when I reapply. If they don't give me my channel back when I reapply, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep on going until they just take the damn platform from me. And then I'm going to create another one. And if they do the same thing, I'm going to create another one. And if they do the same thing, I'm going to create another one. Is it disheartening? Does it suck? Yes, because it takes a lot of time and effort to do these videos. But at the end of the day, this is what I love to do. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep on doing it regardless. Now you see the chessboard pattern around his neck on the Polynesian attire that he's wearing. It took me weeks to find this. And I'm like, damn, they sure did do a good job of trying to scrub this off the internet. Yeah, the one-eye symbolism. Yeah, him talking about robots that molest children. Yeah, that's all nice and fancy, right? That's decorations. But to get this right here was a pivotal moment in my quote-unquote YouTube career. All right, I haven't seen anybody with that picture. Now, we're going to be talking about that Molock tattoo that he got covered up just to get a bigger one. Oh, you would have thought he would have covered it up with something different. No, he just went ahead and covered it up with something bigger and more disturbing. All right, this is the picture of Molock that he has on his arm. Now, talk about that child sacrifice. Well, okay then, because he just told you what he's all about in the beginning of this video. All right, this is what they do, ladies and gentlemen. What you think they doing in the woods at the Bohemian Grove late at night, and they got all the world's leaders that will put out propaganda to us and say, oh, we're against each other, we're fighting, we're going to war, we're doing all this other crap on the brink of World War III, while they sitting hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, chest to chest at these big global events, deep in the woods, all hooting and hollering, doing mock sacrifices, maybe even real ones, together as one. You got to ask yourself, why do they have this treaty in Antarctica? These are the same nations that are divided over money, oil, gas, whatever it is, gold, resources. But y'all can all come together to put this treaty together. And I believe that treaty is coming up in 2030 or 20 something. It's coming up quick. I think it's in 2030 when that treaty is over. We're going to see what's going to happen. What kind of quote unquote disclosure they're going to have for us to scare the shit out of us then. But moving forward, right? We see him kissing Kevin Hart. Now, this ain't the first time nor the last time we're going to see this happen between these two, because this is the role or the path that they have taken. Okay? These folks, ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand one thing. There's only one or two things you're going to be doing in the industry. It's either you're going to be kissing ass or getting your ass kissed. Okay? And I mean that, no pun intended. You're either going to be taken or you're going to be given, or you can do both, right? Why not? I mean, you're in it. And to do this to become a billionaire, or to do this to become the highest paid actor, is just not worth it. It's just not. You know, suicides are very high in the industry. There's a lot of things that we hear and that we don't hear about that take place in the industry. There's been a lot of people who've died within the past, I would just say 6 months, that I've showed you. TMZ has put out countless of bodies that have dropped since the winter solstice on the 21st, and I told y'all to watch out for that, and let's see how many bodies fall, and they are just falling like flies, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter about the age. It's about the fact that they are passing away at an alarming rate. We had Ozzy Osbourne die. We had 3 different voice actors, childhood voice actors that I grew up listening to, die within like weeks apart from each other, days apart from each other. And it just begins to become a pattern. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, okay, you got maybe 50 to 100, maybe more family members, right, in your family. How many family members are dying within a year or two span? You might get, I mean, not even that, in a 10 to 15 year span. You might get like one, you know what I'm saying, every 10, 15 years, maybe 20 years. But you don't get 3 or 4 in the same month. You don't get 3 or 4 in the past year. You don't get 3 or 4 within the past couple of days, back to back to back. But it's mighty ironic how these folks in the industry, they get big and they get to a pivotal point in their career and they hit a great milestone and then their son die, like Ricky Smiley. And Ricky Smiley comes on and says, I never thought that I would be a part of an organization to where you'll have to bury your child before you. And it's like, wait a minute, what? What did you just say? Now you see him right here putting on the lipstick, and then you'll say, well, damn, you got this big, strong guy like The Rock. Why would he be doing something like this? Because they believe it's funny. They believe it's satire. Okay? And it's not funny. It's demasculating. It's getting you ready to be dehumanized. It's getting you ready for the transhumanism agenda they have, along with the graphene oxide nanotechnology. Okay? Now, I'm going to be quite honest with you. It's nothing to be afraid of. Please get yourself ready for this. Please be prepared. If you believe that you are not mentally ready for what's to come in the next couple of months to a year or two from now, I would say please go within. Please get close to your higher power, whatever that is. And, to start locking in ASAP. Because when it comes time where you're not working your job and you have 24/7 time on your hand, what are you going to be doing? Are you still going to be creating, or are you going to be consuming? Or are you going to be begging your government to give you something to do? I'd rather be creating. All right. Now let's talk about that Moloch real quick before we get up out of here. Now, Moloch, Molech, or Molech is a word which appears in the Hebrew Bible several times, primarily in the book of Leviticus. The Greek Septuagint translates many of these instances as their king, but maintains the word or name Molech in other, including one additional time in the book of Amos, where the Hebrew text does not attest the name. The Bible strongly condemns practices that are associated with Moloch, which are heavily implied to include child sacrifice. Now, there is this one story in the Bible as well where an angel tempted someone to see if he was a devout follower, and he asked him to sacrifice his child. And when he was about to put that blade to his son, he told him to stop and not to do it. So this has been going on since the beginning of time, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing is new under the sun. I need y'all to understand that. You might be new to finding out this information, but they've been knowing all along. Hebrews and Judeo-Christians been putting in work. All right. Now, with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's get the comments up on these videos to improve the engagement on this platform. Y'all know what to do until next time, but if you don't, I'll be happy to tell you. Y'all stay humble, and y'all stay hungry, man. And I'm out.